Hey guys, Paul, good morning. Um, I'm on the bridge of Southern Estate here, and today I got a guest, and we'll see him more tomorrow. We're going to talk to him. He was out walking the dog, and I said, "Hey, why don't you stop in and say hi to us?" Anyway, explain your project real quick.
I am TJ of the Trawler, and I also have a YouTube channel. I'm on a small Catalina 27 boat, proving that you can do anything on a small budget if you put your mind to it.
And so tomorrow we'll have him join us when we talk about money and budget and stuff like that, boating budget. So it's super cool. And he's got a Tucker here. I've met Tucker a few times. I love Tucker. Yeah, isn't he cute? Anyway, good morning, Tucker. How are you doing? Huh? Good boy. Anyway, tomorrow we'll have TJ. TJ, it was nice you stopping by here. Hey, and you guys, I'll put the link down below, so make sure you go check out his channel and say hi to him and give him a thumbs up on one of his videos. He would appreciate it. And then I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So
Yes,
thanks.
sir. See you later, Paul.
All right, brother.
Enjoy.
Today, our subject is one of my favorite subjects, and that is solar system. Prepping the boat for solar. And what I'm doing on the solar is I'm a bunch of things right now. So, and a bunch of things have to be done before I prep for solar, because solar can be very, very expensive. But I do most of the work, not most, I do all the work myself. So I got to do all the research. And that's absolutely not true neither, because I have friends that help me with some of the technical side of it. Keith, big supporter of the channel, and he does all the technical analysis for everything. So once I give him the actual spec sheets for the panels, then he will dig up and say, this is the controller that we need to put into the boat. So what's the first thing that I'm going to do to the boat? And I'll get on a full-blown video about this, because right now I'm trying to find the panels. So Monday I went and picked up my truck from Mobile, brought it back here, and one of the big reasons or the big factors for that was so that I can go pick these panels up. And I'm not sure where they're at, but you got to remember these panels are massive. They're 6 foot by 4 foot wide almost. And I really want to put 3 of them on this boat, because having enough wattage to make a difference. This boat is a power pig, and it should have 6 of these panels, but I think 3 of them will do a pretty decent job. So the first thing I got to do is find the panels. Now, there's a couple of options that I can do with these panels. One is I can do the flexible panels up here on the canvas roof, and you can see that right here, this canvas roof. But I know a little bit about solar, and I know that you lose efficiency because you don't have the air gap underneath the panel, and they don't put out the wattage that I'm looking for. Also, another big problem that I have is I really want to try and keep this boat under 15 feet, 15.6 max, because it can't go to 15.6. If it goes to 15.6, the panels have to be removed if I want to do the Erie Canal ever again, or anybody ever wants to do the Erie Canal in this boat. You have to be 15 foot or under to do the Erie Canal. Now, that's not saying that that's a super powerful thing for me, but it is a factor in what I'm trying to do here. Also, my antennas outside, you got to think of everything. So the antennas are up right here. They're at well over 20 feet, and I got to be able to lay those antennas back. So I've got a lot of things to think about here when I'm putting the system in. And so placement of the system, where am I going to put these panels, these massive panels? And these panels are over 6 feet tall and over 4 feet wide. And again, I want to put 3 of them on there. I've got it in my mind what I want to do, but the next steps for me right now, after I locate the panels, get the specs on the panels, then I got to come up with the location. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I want to put the panels to the back of the boat on a little archway. It does a few things for me. It still allows me to put my antennas down, and it also protects me from the rain from coming up the back of the boat. So that's just where my head's at as far as the panels go and mounting those panels. Now, again, you can spend over $10,000 putting solar panels on your boat if you want to. I am on a budget, you know, I wouldn't say completely limited budget like TJ. TJ is in a whole different world. He has literally a 30-watt panel on his little 27-foot Catalina, and that pretty much keeps his battery to charge, but he doesn't use a lot of power. He doesn't have refrigerators. He doesn't have a lot of things like this boat does. He also has two 100-watt panels, but they're just not hooked up correctly, and I think it's his charge controller. And you know, it's something I'd like to look at and help him with, but he's moving on too fast, and we can't get him a controller fast enough. So he'll be moving on forward without his two big 100-watt solar panels. Now, this boat right here, the reason I want to go with these 400, I think they're 440 watts each, so it'd be a total of about 1,200 watts. And on Loop Princess, I had a total of 800 watts. When the max I ever saw in wattage on Loop Princess was about 650 watts, if I remember. But I'll have to go back through the records and look. But because I can monitor it daily, I had it all Bluetooth to my phone, and that was on an ideal day with ideal conditions. You know, it's got to be 70 degrees out. The sun's got to be pointed straight up in the air. I mean, everything's got to be perfect. So I never reached the maximum capacity of those panels. So by me putting 1,200 watts on this boat, and then I have, you know, I don't have the battery capacity that I even had on Loop Princess, because Loop Princess was a Light Pro 4 battery. So and that Light Pro 4 battery, the way you can pull energy out of it and put energy in it is completely different than a lead acid battery. And that's what I have on this boat. And I will continue to keep that system because it's all brand new right now. I'm not going to replace that. But it's a couple of factors that I have to consider when doing that. Also, I have to introduce the power into these batteries correctly, or it doesn't do any good. And, you know, one of those ways is I'll have to put a switch on the panels, and then I'll just shut the switch off manually when I don't need the solar, which will be 90% of the time. But even like when I'm in this slip right here, like when I had Loop Princess, I could actually use the power from those solar panels and disconnect the power from the shore power and just run off of that power, which is what I did a lot on Loop Princess. And then like today, I would have to plug in. It's raining outside. It's not going to keep up. But I won't know that until I get the system hooked up and running and with the proper controller. One thing I have learned about solar is that controller is everything. And when you want to, you know, if you want to spend $80 on a controller, you know, you're going to get $80 worth of power, basically. If you want to spend, my controller will be the single biggest purchase that I make putting the solar system on the boat. It'll be a Vectron, no doubt about it. It'll be a Bluetooth Vectron, and it's going to be a big boy, and it's, you know, it's going to hurt a little bit because it's that charge controller is going to cost, I'm going to guess, in excess right around $1,000, maybe even a little bit more or a little bit less. And then the panels themselves, so about 50 cents a watt is where you need to be looking. So these panels are about $200 a piece. So that's $600 for the panels. Then I'll have wiring for the, because I'll use a silver wire, and it's a specific wire made for outdoor solar application. Then I have to build the arch for the back of the boat. That won't be, I'm going to guess that's going to be under $1,000 or somewhere right around there. And I'm going to try and keep it very simple. It's one thing, one of the advantages of having a 40-year-old trawler, man. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, this state-of-the-art pretty arch. And my mind, where my mind is at, is I would really like to use a 1.5 or 2-inch steel, or not steel, aluminum 1/8 wall, maybe quarter wall. I'll talk to the supplier. The panels weigh about they weigh about 40 pounds a piece, so the arch only has to support a very little weight. But I'm also concerned about the wind hitting those panels too. So I've got a lot of different things to think about when I'm building that arch, and you know, keeping it so that I can remove it if I have to, if I needed to. I don't really want to do that because the solar panels themselves are very easy to unplug. You just unplug them, and drop them. So I learned a lot from Loop Princess and building that system. This system should go a lot smoother because now I really know what I'm doing. Well, really kind of know what I'm doing. You know, I know the direction I'm going. I know how to do my panels. I know how to build my arch. I know the wires that I need. I know the controller. I don't know the specs on the exact controller that we're going to get yet. And again, we'll cover all that in a video. But my projection on what it'll cost to put the solar on Southern State here, and a respectable amount of solar will be you know, right around that. I'm hoping to keep it right at that $2,500 mark. And also, because I'm putting that solar system on the boat, we're going to hold off on some of the other projects. Like I'm not going to put go right now after the new dinghy. And I know I've talked about that. I really want one, and I may still do it. We'll see. We'll see if Ethereum goes back up to you know, if we ever see Ethereum at 4,500, the 4,500 mark, then I'll probably will sell a Ethereum and buy the A and B dinghy, because I know what dinghy I want now. But, and I don't want to get off subject here, but so, you know, that's where my head's at on the solar system for Southern State. If you got any questions, man, just leave the comments down below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. You should have a wind generator for backup for those cloudy days. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I could consider, but you know, it doesn't justify the cost, because I have 2 generators on this boat. I actually have the main generator, which doesn't suck a whole lot of fuel. It's about a little over, it's about 0.6 of a gallon an hour. And then I have a small 2,000 watt Honda generator that I can just plug that in and take the batteries right up as quickly as anything else. So does that wind generator, you know, that I'm going to spend $2,500-ish on. There's also another system out too on the wind part of it that I could look into, but right now I'm just going to put the solar panels on. I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying? I love free. You know, it's for me, solar is like, you know, God looking down and saying, here, enjoy your day today. And today you're going to be able to run your refrigerator and it's not going to cost you any money. So that's why I love solar. And it just gives me, you know, it gives me that off-grid capabilities, even in the marina in a storm. You know, after that storm clears up, the sun comes out, you know, I've got viable power, you know, still, you know, that doesn't cost me any money. I don't have to worry about the, you know, a plugged up fuel filter on my generator. So anyway, I love solar panels. They are going on Southern Estate. It is my next big project on the boat. And I'm going to get them on there. Anyway, thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed TJ this morning. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about him. I loved his story. Is super interesting guy. And, you know, just talking to him, he's also helped me with a few things on the computer. So it's super cool. And, you know, I hope you guys go to his link down below there and just mention him and say hi and thanks. Anyway, Paul Bates, peace out. We will see you tomorrow where we talk about money. Money, money, money.